talking about DJ Yella. At one point, he was in such bad shape, right, that he called Dr. Dre. And Dre said, "Hey man, why don't you come down to the studio? Let's hang out." And he said, "Okay, I just have to borrow a car." And at that point in his life, he had owned over 50 brand new cars.
Wow.
And here he was, his former group mate, the billionaire Dr. Dre, saying, "Hey, come on over, let's hang out." And he's telling this man, "I got to borrow a car." And when he went to go meet with Dre wrote him a check to buy a new car. He said, what will it take to fix you? He goes, "Well, right now a car." He goes, "Okay." And he bought himself like a Nissan Cube. Nothing extravagant or whatever else with a stick shift, what I mean? But he was able to get around at that point.
Awesome.
It just shows, this guy had owned 50 cars. He had owned multiple homes. He'd owned boats, jewelry, Rolex watches. He was paying for his family. And here he was as a middle-aged man.
Yes.
Having to ask his former group mate,
And what people don't know, what they say, them tables shall turn. And I think we had this conversation before about Michael Jackson. When Michael Jackson went broke, and I told everybody that Michael Jackson went broke because he stopped working. Because see what people do, and I teach this to my children again, when you spend, you got to replace. If you can't replace it, don't spend it.
Yeah.
You can't keep spending and think and don't put nothing back.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to be on E.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Michael never downgraded his lifestyle after he stopped putting out albums.
Never.
He was still living lavish.
He still was living lavish, and that's why he ended up broke.
I mean, now the state is very wealthy.
They're doing very well.
But at the time, I mean,
and you did the research on it. You sent it to me. You said TK was telling the truth.
Yeah.
Yep, he wasn't working.
He ended up in some problems.
Right.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta work, people. Nobody old like this.
Or just downgrade your lifestyle.
Downgrade your lifestyle.
Take a look at what you got, ration it out over the next 10, 20 years, and it could potentially work for you if you have enough. And then you don't have to work. But if you think you're still balling.
Vlad, the older I get, I'm just confused. Like, I don't get it, sir. Like, I don't get it. And a gentleman told me years ago, and a gentleman named David Klingman, he said, no matter how big your home is, the mattress is still going to be the same size. No matter how. People go out here and spend all this money like people care, and nobody cares at all. I believe the richer you get, the more you stay low-key.
Oh, this is true.
The richer you get, the more you stay low-key. Because the goal is to have that money as long as you can. Well, I should say, it's not how well you live, it's how well you die.
There you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm.